Hey everybody, Mark Johnson here, founder and creative director of Able Ape Studios, back again with my second book review of 2019. And if you saw my first book review of 2019, which was The War of Art by Steven Pressfield, you'll understand what I'm doing today. And what I'm doing today is reading the second book in a series of books written by Steven Pressfield, kind of in the self-help genre, helping those who are trying to, tap into their creative sensibilities or do things outside of maybe what they feel that they could possibly do, and kind of make it their best life. And so the book that I'm reviewing today is Steven Pressfield's Turning Pro. And so it talks about tap into your inner power and create your life's work. And so in a sense, this is the second book. I don't necessarily know what the exact order is, but this is the order that I'm going in. And so I reviewed The War of Art previously. This is the second book, Turning Pro. And much like the first book, it's easy to read. It's not too difficult of a read. I think anyone can pick this up and get the concept that Steven's talking about in these books. And in this book, it is also written in a three-part. So the first part of the book, part one, he's talking about the amateur life. The amateur in the sense compared to the pro. And he talked about these concepts in The War of Art, but he kind of really just touched on them. And I think in this book he goes a little deeper for people to kind of understand the concept that he's talking about. But the amateur compared to the professional, the amateur is the type of person that's dabbling. The type of person who's, wanting to do certain, do a certain career, do a certain project, but they're not really fully committed. They're just kind of, going through the motions in a sense. And so he talks about in book one what the amateur does, what the amateur is addicted to compared to the professional, going a little further than he did in the first book. By book three, we're talking about self-inflicted wounds. And for me, I felt this was another insight. I feel that, if you read just The War of Art, you'll get a good insight. You'll be able to kind of understand how life is. And for me, resistance, as he talks about in The War of Art, was an eye-opener. But I think when we get to Turning Pro, book two, which is self-inflicted wounds, is a little more in depth. It gets to the point where he speaks on resistance, but he shows us how resistance can be turned into a lot of different things. And maybe we're addicted to distraction, so we're always finding things to distract us. Maybe you're addicted to putting things off, like to tomorrow, or he even talks about how some people are addicted to sex, and that can be a form of resistance, keeping them from the work that they need to be doing. By book three, again, another great book, section of the book, he's talking about the mindset of the professional. And so he gives us the list that I think he shares in The War of Art, of all the things that a professional is and what a professional does, and goes a little deeper into that, what a professional does, and then the mindset that a professional has. And not trying to give out too much away, but I think that section, it makes it really clear what it takes to be professional and go for the things that you really want. I think sometimes we are living in shadow careers, which he talks about in the amateur life, because a shadow career is something that is closely related to the direction that we want to go. Maybe you're into filmmaking, that kind of thing. You want to be a filmmaker, screenwriter, director, and rather than going in that route, as much as that may be difficult and risky and not what your family wants you to do, you take a job writing about films, film critic, writing for a little bit of a magazine or a pamphlet, and it's closely related. We get a sense of what it is to be in the filmmaking business, but we're not fully engaged. And so I think if moving from The War of Art to this book, Turning Pro, it gives you a clear idea, and from my point of view, of what it takes to actually live the life and do the work that we want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I think these are a great series of books. The next book that I'll review from this book is Do the Work, again by Steven Pressfield. And yeah, if you like this book review, definitely give me a thumbs up. And even share with me in the comment box below some of the points that, if you've read it, that you liked or that you enjoyed or that were meaningful to you, give you some insight. Definitely leave that in the comment box below. And like I said, the next book that I will be reviewing will be Do the Work by Steven Pressfield. So that has been my book review of Steven Pressfield's Turning Pro. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have learned something new. Maybe I inspired you to get your own copy of this book or the series of books and read them on your own. And if I have, definitely leave that in the comment box below. Share with me some of the points or maybe some of the passages that you enjoyed and felt that were eye-opening to you, that inspired you. And definitely give it a thumbs up. So like we always do at this time, have a blessed day. See you on the flip side. Let's go.